the chip because he couldn't do it with Russell Westbrook. I also think it's KD because of the choice that he made to go to, which is Brooklyn and Kyrie. You see, when you look at Steph Curry, there's a lot of things that we can look at right now. We can look at the injury to Draymond Green. We can look at Klay Thompson trying to, get back to who he was. We can look at all of those things. We can look at the powers in the West because obviously you've got Phoenix, they're a together team. You got Memphis, they're a young together team. You got Utah, they're a together team. You got Dallas on the come up, they're a together team. The Clippers, even though they've struggled over the last 2 games. Could you imagine if Kawhi Leonard and Paul George were healthy, what the Clippers would look like? When you look at the Eastern Conference, that's not to say that there's nothing to sneeze at because the conference is considerably stronger. But what I'm saying about KD is that if KD and Kyrie are healthy and playing on the court together, who's doubting that they're going to win the chip? It's KD's team no matter which way we slice it. He may have gone there because Kyrie wanted to go there, and he followed Kyrie. He followed Kyrie's lead. But in the end, he's the face of the Brooklyn Nets franchise. And Kyrie not being on the court, him not being able to convince Kyrie of that, that's an issue. James Harden wanting to push his way out. I don't view him as quitting on the Nets. I view him as forcing his way out, okay? That's on KD. All of these things are associated with KD. So to me, that is what it's about. And I think that based on that, that's why there's more pressure on KD to ultimately capture a title because of the choice that he made in terms of where to go.
I disagree with that. I think Steve's right on one thing. KD should, if you were going to leave Oklahoma City and you go play for the Wizards because you're from Washington, I can live with that.
Yeah.
Go play for Boston, haven't won, I can win with that. But to join Golden State that had already won a championship, that drives me crazy. When a guy of his ability, and here's what people forget. He had a 3-1 lead on Golden State in that series. And they had an 8-point lead in Game 6 at home. Yeah. Win the game. I know he blames it all on Westbrook. Win the game. They should have won that series. I mean, they had that series won, and I was here Golden State won the championship. But as far as who needs to win one more, I know how great Durant is. Durant is the best player in the NBA, and I know that's LeBron's sitting over there, and he scores 56 on Saturday night. But Durant is when he's healthy, he's the best player. Right now, pound for pound, he's the best player in the NBA.
He's the best player in the world.
Yeah. There's no argument.
Without question.
Curry isn't. And I've said this to you last week, and we fought about it, and you thought I was crazy. This is one of the ones I won, is the idea that Curry, well, you know what, he's an all-time great, he's top 10. Hold on now. Curry wouldn't have won that championship, the one he won without Durant, if Kyrie and Love didn't get hurt. They were going to lose that series to Cleveland. They only won in 6, and they would have lost. Irving didn't play the whole series for crying out loud. And then the other 2 times, Durant goes in there, and Durant was the best player on their team. So I know where Durant is. Steve's point is he needs to win a championship outside of Golden State because Golden State won one without him. But if you're asking me right now, does Durant need to go out there and win another championship to classify as immortal status? The answer is no. And I think Curry does.
Well, I'm not thinking about immortal status right now. I'm simply thinking about the fact that when you look at Curry and the Golden State Warriors, they're a title contender, but they've got to go up against other legitimate title contenders. We'll see what happens. You're looking at Durant and you're saying, excuse me, you make better decisions. There's nothing to talk about here. I'm thinking about, again, the personnel you elected to play for. And you brought up a point that I think buffers my point. If he went to the nation's capital,
I live with it.
Because you got people that had questions about Bradley Beal. I'm a huge Bradley Beal fan, even though if you want all that money, you got to be on the court.
Yeah, he never plays. He never plays either.
I understand, but I'm just saying. But he's hurt though. He doesn't. He doesn't.
I understand.
For off-court issues.
That's part of greatness, though, Steve. That's part of greatness.
I understand it, but he doesn't skip games for off-court issues. All right, that's not Bradley Beal. He's either healthy or he's hurt. That's the situation. But if Kevin Durant elected to go there, we're not judging him accordingly. The fact is, we're looking at the decisions that you made. Last night's a perfect example. You should be more upset than anybody.
It's fair.
Because I got Kyrie. This is what Kyrie could be doing for me every night.
So you want him basically to call out Irving for not playing home games?
No, what I'm saying is I wouldn't say publicly call him out because a lot of us wouldn't do that to our teammates. But what you can do is hold him accountable, talk about what you need, not just capitulate into his every win. You can do that.
I have 2 questions. I need clarity because I've never talked to you about this. So I get that you didn't like that he went to the Warriors,
No,
Durant,
terrible.
but you didn't like that he went to Brooklyn?
I can live with
that was
Brooklyn.
to rectify.
because
Okay, that
Brooklyn
was to
hadn't won big-
rectify the Warriors' decision to show he could do it.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
But he also went with Irving now. My bigger issue with Durant is not the fact he went to Brooklyn from Golden State after he won the 2 championships. My point on Durant is when you're 3-1 up on Golden State, as they were for Oklahoma City in that series, with Donovan as their head coach with Westbrook, and you lost Game 5, and then in Game 6 in your building to get to an NBA final, that was the conference final, to get to an NBA final, and maybe it was a second round because I think Houston, whatever it was, they would have gotten to the final. They probably would have won it. And the fact that he's got an 8-point lead, I think it was 8 points, you were at the game probably.
No, I wasn't at the game.
With 4 minutes left, and you're Kevin Durant, win the game. Win the game. And then you don't win the game, and then, I'll go join them now. That, to me, I can't, that I don't like.
But I think
I've
he
always been
rectified that by going to Brooklyn. I just have one more question for
He
you
hasn't
guys.
won yet in Brooklyn, though. He hasn't won a championship
Yes.
in Brooklyn.
But I'm saying rectifying, saying that he could kind of do it on his own. I know Kyrie's there, not with the superstar team, but he ended up being with the superstar team. All known, but can I just ask one thing really quickly? Because we're talking about Kyrie Irving and a little bit of the frustration, Stephen A., because he is so special in what he did last night. So let me ask you this. I told you guys in the Eastern Conference, I want to see Philly and Brooklyn. Would you even want to see Brooklyn win the championship after how this whole season went down with Kyrie
Listen,
Irving?
I've been on the record stating that it's bad for basketball if they win because of the shenanigans we've had to deal with. Having said all of that, I'm a basketball purist. And when you have someone as great as Kevin Durant, you want to see him on the highest stage because you want to see the creme de la creme. You want to see the best go at it. And Kyrie Irving and Kevin Durant are just simply spectacular. It's just that simple. But what I'm saying is this. Kevin Durant and Kyrie Irving, people forget about the accountability factor in this regard. Kyrie Irving was the one on the record. We don't need a coach. We really don't need a coach. We can do what we want to do. See, that's what this is about. It's about comfort level. It's about, well, you know what I want to do, right? And it's not about the fans. It's not about the game. It's not about what's in the best interest of the viewing public because, they act like you're playing in a gym with nobody watching. That's not the case. You got people emotionally invested. You wanted them to be emotionally invested. Do you understand that the Barclays Center has barely seen Kyrie Irving play? Forget Kyrie with KD. They barely seen Kyrie. He only played 20 games his first year there because Kevin Durant was out, and then he got hurt. You were encouraging people not to participate in the bubble, and then you did it. 10 months later, you come back into the game, start a new season, and 2 weeks in, you need a break emotionally. You traumatized by riots going taking place in Capitol Hill, but not so traumatized to prevent yourself from partying with your family, which puts you out even more games. This dude is like, yo, I want to do what I want to do. And the fans are getting robbed. We are 10 minutes. This studio is 10 minutes away from the Barclays Center. I have never seen Kyrie play at the Barclays Center.
We have to know. That's why I'm saying, would you be irked if he actually ended up winning the championship? I need a yes or no from you because we're up against.
No, I would not be irked. I want to see the two of them play. I want to see Harden and Embiid. I want to see Middleton and Giannis, and I want to see Durant and Harden. You get those combinations,
tandems,
you will have a